Here is an EOA Live Legrand story.
I'm Dr. Edward Dixon, and I'm conducting a performance of Handel's Messiah this coming weekend on Sunday at 6:30 at the LeGrand High School Auditorium. It's free admission, just come. It's open to the public. This is my second year of conducting the Messiah with a community orchestra and a community choir, community soloists. I was asked to do it by Wes and Marie Rampton of LeGrand, and so I enjoyed it thoroughly last year, and I'm enjoying it this year. I am a retired music faculty member for Whitman College in Walla Walla. It's my pleasure to come up to LeGrand and do this performance here at Christmas time. It adds a great deal to the community to have a wonderful presentation of this great work. So that's why I'm here, and it's going to be a wonderful event for people to come here. The Messiah is probably one of the most famous compositions, classical compositions, associated with the Christmas holiday season. It's a grand piece for orchestra, for choir, and for 4 solo singers. It was written by Handel in 1740 and has been performed around the world at the Christmas season or the Easter season very often, because it was originally written for Easter. Every year since about 1750, there's been a performance or more all around the world of this piece. So it's a very unique composition, and of course the most famous piece from the Messiah is the Alleluia Chorus. That's a piece that I think almost everyone, when they hear it somewhere, knows that it's part of Handel's Messiah, or that they've heard it before, or that it's a very famous piece. So, but there are many other pieces that are recognizable in it. The Messiah is what we would call an oratorio as a composition. It tells a story. It's not an opera. It's not staged. There's not actors moving about in costume. It's performed in a concert setting with orchestra and choir and soloists. But it tells a story, piece by piece. First the orchestra plays an overture, then we have a solo tenor, then we have a chorus, and the story of the Messiah is the foretelling of the coming of Jesus Christ and eventually his arrival, and then that's the first part, and that part is the Christmas story, so that's why it's associated with Christmas. And then there are 2 other parts dealing all the way with the entire New Testament story of Jesus.
My name is Jeanette Smith, and I am a soprano in the production of The Messiah this year. I sing in the soprano section, and then I also am one of the soprano soloists. The Messiah, it was written by Handel, and he wrote it in about 2 weeks, and it's an amazing work of choral and orchestral literature. What I like most about performing in The Messiah is the camaraderie within the sections. If you're familiar with Handel's work or with any Baroque period work, there's a lot of cacophony, and there's a lot of melodies going in different directions, and like canon type cadences happening where one section starts singing and then another section echoes them while another section comes in 2 beats later. So it's really difficult music, and it's difficult music, but it's familiar music. So it's really great to come and sing with a bunch of sopranos, most of whom, in my section, most of whom have been singing in the Messiah for years and who know the music really well, but even though we know it, it's still a challenge. I don't know, it's like this camaraderie of musicianship, and it's like, that feeling of everyone united in a purpose, and that purpose is to present this music and to present like the message of the music in, united all together. And so that's really what I enjoy most.
The Messiah is one of the few pieces of truly great music, classical music. There's so many different kinds of carols that we hear at Christmas time, from traditional English Christmas carols to country western Christmas carols to rockabilly Christmas carols to Elvis Presley singing Christmas carols. There's all huge spectrum of Christmas carols that we hear, but there are very few truly beautiful classical pieces that captures the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of the holidays, the spirit of the season, the message of the season. And when a community has a performance of the Messiah, it's very, very much worth hearing it, to hear something just a little bit different than what we might hear in Safeway or walking around somewhere, right? This is a very special kind of a performance. And not only just the music, but family, singers and musicians bring their families, friends to come and see them perform. It's very much of a local community interest to see people that involved in something as special as this. It's a wonderful experience for young people. It goes by very, very fast. It's not a long performance at all, because there's so much variety. There's so many different things happening all the time. Handel was a master at entertaining people. He was a great opera composer of his day, so he knew all about how to make things continuously interesting for the audience.
I think that people would also really enjoy some of the phenomenal soloists that we have. Not to brag, but my husband, Brent Smith, is amazing with his song. He's like a human metronome with the timing and with his power and with his volume. And the tenor that opens the Messiah with the Comfort Ye is a really beautiful voice. So many beautiful voices. It's just such a treat to hear like these fast melismas, these vocalists like attack these fast melismatic phrases that are difficult and challenging, and they do it expertly. And it's really great that in our tiny community we have this much talent.
It's just been my honor and pleasure to be able to come from Walla Walla and rehearse this group on Sundays, and now have a chance to give the performance. So I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you, Eastern Oregon Alive, for doing this interview. It's a very big help to us. Like their page and check out their local content.